Hi everyone, in this session I will share with you what are the 4 types of presentation. In fact, in any presentation that you are writing, do you have a challenge that you found out, hey, what should I write about? What should I talk about? What should I put in my PowerPoint presentation? What should I speak about? If you have this challenge, then this 4 types of presentation will help you expand your notes, expand what you write, and help you structure your presentation. In fact, these are the only 4 structures you have in any presentation. All the presentation that you have ever watched, seen, or presented, they follow these 4 structure of presentation. So what is the first structure? I want to share with you the first structure is none other than chronological order. What do I mean by chronological order? Chronological order means it follows a step by step. Okay, today I want to share with you, let's say example, I want to share with you something about how to cycle. There are 4 steps of learning how to cycle. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So you yourself, steps, correct? The second one is, I want to share with you about myself. When I was young, when I was a baby, my mother tell me I used to what? And then when I'm in primary school, I'm a very naughty child. And when I am at secondary schools, I start to be a bit well behaved. And when I graduate and when I started working, and in the future, what I want to become. So when I tell you something about myself, I use a time series. So you get an idea on how to expand on any presentation. For example, if you are presenting about how to value a company, you know, if you're doing about a topic on how to value a company. So what is the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 of valuing the company? Or can you use time series or not? Yes, if you want to share a story, when last time I used to value a company based on ABC. Then I have changed right now. After I study this step 1 to 10, I realized I can do it a different way. Last time, before and after, step and time series. So this is one way of expanding on any materials. In fact, any point that you have in your PowerPoint presentation, ask yourself, can I apply a step-by-step process? Can I apply a time series on my event? So it can be a time series, it could be a step-by-step, as long as it's something that is chronological in order. It is under the structure called a chronological. The second is none other than the pro and the cons. The advantages and the disadvantages. For and against. So you understand? The presentation can be chronological order. It can be pro, cons, advantage, disadvantages, for, against, black, white. You know, what is it that you want to? What is a pro? For example, I'm talking about weather. I'm talking about this concept called recycling. To expand on the topic of recycling, I can ask, what is the pro of advantages of recycling? Then you list down 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the disadvantages of recycling? Because it hurts some of the business people who are doing, they have higher costs for the recycling materials, so on and so forth. The pro and cons, the A and B. If you're talking something about, in fact, anything you can think about, is there a pro and cons? Is there advantage and disadvantages? Is there a statement that I can go against or for? So this is how you expand on the second structure. What is the third structure? There's one more thing on this particular column here. It's what I call the problem and solution. Framing the problem and come up with the solution. Pro and cons, advantage, disadvantage, for and against. Okay, so let's say I said, in order for me to become more productive in our life, I would have to become more disciplined. But what is a problem that people face when they want to be disciplined? Maybe they are less motivated. They're less motivated because they have a lot of distraction from the people around them, from their parents. They have a lot of distraction at home, distraction in office. So what is a solution for that? Problem and solutions. I can work off my house. I can work at home. Maybe it's a solution for having distraction in the office, or anything that is a solution to your problem. Frame the problem and solution. This is one type of a structure of your presentation. Okay, what is the next one? The third structure of a presentation is what I call the 5 wife, 1 husband. I know. You probably think I'm crazy. But what exactly am I talking about? The 5W, 1H. So what is the 5W? First, who? Then, what? Then, when? Why? Who? What? When? Why? And where? Of course, the H would be the big how. So whenever you are stuck, you do not know how to expand in your presentation. I say, what do I have to say? So ask yourself this question: who is involved in doing that task? What is the task about? When people usually do the task? Why do they need to do it this way? Where do they usually do this task at? So if you ask this question, you can expand your presentation. Can you combine this and this? Yes. How can you learn how to cycle? By reading a book. And when you read a book, you'll find out there are 10 steps of learning how to cycle. But what is a good thing about cycling? And what is the bad thing about cycling? Because it hurts your knee. The pro and cons. You can combine this, and this together in one presentation to help you expand your presentation if you do not know what to talk about in your presentation. But what is the last one? The last one is the stories. Stories sells. Stories emotionally connect with your audience, with emotions. Connecting your audience through stories. In one of the sessions in this training, I shared with you what are the 5 C's of crafting a great stories. The 5 C's. You can go and listen to that, more of that in this particular session. But we can actually combine all of this together. For example, just now my example of, let's say, learning how to cycle. Okay, then I will share with you who usually learn what to cycle. What is it about cycling? When do you usually cycle? Why, where, and how you want to cycle. And how you want to cycle, you have step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of cycling. And then I share with you the pro and cons of cycling. And I can share a story about my experience of first time cycling. So I can use a combination of all this to expand my presentation. And you can use the same technique to expand on your presentation. These are the 4 structures on any presentation. If you see any presentation, it will probably fit into one of these 4 or few of these as well. So for that, I wish you all the best in structuring your presentation. I will see you in the next session.